Ladies and gentlemen, this is lesson 59, and I'm actually going to go straight to page 399. It's lesson 59, page 399, and I'm going to start with the lesson practice, the practice set on the bottom of that page. It says use arrows to show each addition problem on a number line. And so you see on the screen, I have added a number line down here on the bottom right here so that we can use that number line to kind of see where we're at, and we can use that to solve each addition problem on a number line. All right, let me erase that real quick. All right, so let's take them one at a time. All right, question A says -3 plus -2 plus -3. All right, so if we use a number line to solve this, what we do is we start out at -2. So I'm going to put a dot on -2. That's right there. And then we are going to add -3. So anytime we add negative numbers, we go to the left. Okay, so how many times are we going to go to the left? -3. So we go 1, 2, 3. So if we add, now where are we at? We are at -5. So the answer to number or letter A is -5. Okay. All right, let me erase that. Stroke eraser. Okay. All right, let's do the next one. All right, so letter B. All right, so we're going to start out at +4, that's right there, and we're going to add a +2. So that means we're going to the right because we're adding positives. Oops. So we're going to go to the right. So let's go to the right. Ooh, let's go to the right. 2, 1, 2. And that one was pretty easy, right? And we ended up at 6. But again, you can use, if you're not really good at negative numbers, you can use this number line approach to solve these. But you're probably once you do enough of these, you'll be good at solving negative numbers. All right. So let's go on to letter B. Let me erase that right there. Okay, so we're going to go on to letter letter C. So we're going to start out at -5. That's right there. And we're going to add +2. So we're going to start out at, so whenever we're adding a positive number, we move to the right. So 1, 2. So where did we end up? -3. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go on to number D, or letter D. So we're going to start out at +5, and we're going to add -2. So again, whenever we add a negative, we move to the left. Okay, so we're going to add 1, 2 to the left, and we end up at +3. All right, hopefully this is making sense now. If I were you, I probably wouldn't necessarily solve these this way. This is just another way to solve for negative, when we're adding negative numbers. All right, so let's go on to letter E. So -4, that's where I'm starting right there, and we're adding a +4. So we're going 4 to the right. So from that -4, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we end up at 0. Okay. All right, we got one more. And we are going to start out this time. We're going to start out at -3. Okay. And we're going to add +6. So we're going to go 6 to the right because we're adding a positive number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far we're at 3, +3. But we have another step here. We're going to add a -1. So anytime we add a negative, we go back to the left this time. So we're going to go from this -3. Let me use a different color here. We're going to go, or +3, and we're going to go back to the left, and we end up with positive 2. Okay, so hopefully those all made sense. I know those were pretty easy. I actually would not necessarily solve them this way, but if you have trouble with adding and subtracting negative numbers, you might use a number line approach. That's what we just did to solve them. You can just use a number line simple to this and just kind of move back and forth. If we're adding negative numbers, we go to the left. If we're adding positive numbers, we go to the right.